Evening peeps. Yeah, just a quick video because I did say I was going to do a quarantine video every day, but you know, it's going on a bit long now, don't you think? And also, there's nothing to talk about every day, is there? I mean, I've been doing my little dances because that's what I used to do when I was younger as a profession, dancing. And I miss it. I love it. You know, I'm getting older now. I'm not so fit. But mind you, after doing my dance earlier, I took the dog out and I ran around. I ran around the fields. You know, so I'm going to start keeping fit again. I used to run as well for Essex, like long distance running, but I'm talking about years ago now. But yeah, obviously I can still do it because I just did it. So I'm going to do that. I hope everyone's keeping well and I hope everyone's keeping fit and sane because that's the problem. That is the problem I'm starting to see. I mean, I work in the community with people, a few people, you know, still while this is going on. But the insanity that's going on, I do feel like people, you know, the over 70s and stuff have been really scared. It's really scary. I know it's really scary. And my friend died yesterday of coronavirus, by the way. My friend died, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen her for a few years. What a lovely lady she was. I'm absolutely, you know, shocked really to hear it. The thing is, I keep hearing all these crazy things like that they're blaming everything on coronavirus. You know, like they're sort of like rounding it up, and if you've got a cold or you got the flu and you die from that, you know, they're saying, oh, it's COVID-19. So, you know, I just find it really hard, people, to believe any media, you know. And so, to be honest, I don't care whether you do or don't like this man, but I've been watching the coronavirus updates at the White House every day. And to be honest, whether, you know, something's going to come of it or not, I mean, I think the chloroquine, queen or whatever it's called, maybe, you know, he's saying that some people it's working for, some it's not, but it is still a malaria drug, arthritis drug, stuff like that. It's an approved drug. That's why they went for it. You know, it's trial and error really in that situation. I stupidly did put myself down to be a vaccine tester in the UK. Before, like, a few people said to me, like, what are you doing? We thought you was a bit more clued up than that. And I thought about it. I thought, yeah, you're right, you know. You are right, because I mean, it's dodgy. It is dodgy. Of course, it's dodgy, and they're trying to rush these things through as well. But I just, you know, I like to solve problems. I don't like problems in my way. I like to solve problems and to, do you know what I mean? Just for life to be a sort of moving on and moving forward and everything else. I don't like to be stuck in a rut, and this is what I feel like the whole world is, stuck in some kind of rut. I know they're opening up parts of America. I know that parts of America can't be opened up. You know, whatever you think of this man, actually, he's very intelligent, Donald Trump, and he's very, very, very passionate about his country. He's very passionate about the UK as well, and I embrace that. Embrace that situation, because at the end of the day, I can't see what the British government's doing. I'm quite shocked, and I'm really unhappy about it because um, I don't blame Boris in any way, but you know, the people that have took over on top of Boris, like when he was ill with coronavirus, it's like, what are they doing? They can't even have an interview on the telly, like with Piers. I know Piers Morgan is an annoying git, but you know, at the end of the day, he does go on and on until he gets the answer he wants. But to get an answer out of one of these politicians is like trying to get rocking horse shit. You know what I mean? It really is. It's just like they don't answer anything. They skirt around it. They dance around the answers, everything, because they have no answers. I mean, it boiled down to the fact that, you know, they literally had to admit by default, really, that, you know, we were last in line for the masks, etc., masks, ventilators, all that sort of thing, you know. But to get that information from him, it was like pulling blood out of us, getting blood out of a stone, like literally, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Dominic something, I can't, Rob, is it? You know, and I just think, oh my god. And the thing, like, you know, the people that I'm working with out in the community, they're absolutely petrified. My parents are petrified of going out to supermarkets and stuff ever again. And it does make you view things a little bit differently, doesn't it? It makes you think, wow. It makes me think, so if coronavirus is a thing, which it is obviously, and you can catch that by being near someone, etc., etc., what about everything else? What about all the other stuff? I don't want to catch that either. You know, and it's making me sort of like socially distance, and I think I might socially distance forever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I know that the older generation are pretty scared now. You know, all this lockdown stuff. The lockdown at the end of the day is to help prevent the NHS getting too much of an influx of people, you know. So staying at home, it helps sort of like keep it on a level for them, you know, so it's not completely crazy, which it is anyway. But I mean, it's not as crazy as what it could be, I guess. So yeah. But I mean, God, and then last weekend they were like, oh yeah, we're going to run out of, you know, overalls for our nurses. What the hell? What the hell's going on in this country? We can't seem to make and supply any of our own equipment. What is happening? Why is that? Why are we getting it? Dodgy equipment from China for a start. The people that started this, come on. Come on. Is it not blatantly obvious to you lot? They start this, right? Don't tell us in time. The WHO, World Health Organization, also the culprits, corrupt organisation run by people that aren't actually qualified to do it. You know, oh no, it's not a human-to-human transmission. Oh, really? Really? Is this why the world's on lockdown right now? Also, China, you know, secretive, not telling us the truth. Infecting us with a disease, and then we're asking them for equipment. Who's ever ordered anything from China? Come on, it's either like that big for a Barbie doll, right, or like for a giraffe. You know, you never get anything that's right from China, do you? So please, come on, British government, sort yourselves out. It's ridiculous. Surely you've got people that can supply these things, but you're just not. You don't seem to give a shit. And at least Trump gives a shit. You know, he's so passionate about his country. So passionate about the UK. And I literally am embracing that situation. I have to embrace it. It's got to be embraced. We cannot go on like this. We can't. We just can't go on like this. So, yeah, really, I've got nothing to say. Yeah, so I've started doing a reaction channel, Eminem reaction. I'm going to do Michael Jackson reactions as well. And probably other songs as well. There's a lot of Eminem ones to get through. I'm doing my dancing. Doing my running around the field. I'm sure you're all so interested in what I'm doing. Really, really, really. But it is coming up to May, and May's not a good month for me. May's not a good month. May was the month my little girl was born. My stolen little girl. She was stolen. Stolen. I fought for her. I won every court. I won the appeals. I won my court cases for her to come home. She's been illegally adopted. And it's something that I'll never, ever, ever be able to deal with properly. I can deal with it. I've dealt with it really well, I think, in a way. There's a lot of time I spent thinking, oh, you know, when she's 18, she's going to come back on the day she's 18 and she'll be at the door and move back in and everything will be hunky-dory. And then reality sets in and I think, well, you know, actually, maybe not. That's maybe not going to be how it happens. But I've sort of got a feeling I'm going to actually meet her before she's 18 anyway. And I've got everything to prove to her that she was not abused. She was not given away. She was stolen by the state. There's my little girl behind me in the picture. You know, she was at home with me for a year. She got taken at 5 days old by armed police from the hospital saying possible risk of future emotional harm. Possible risk of future emotional harm. Really? What's that then? You know, while I'm sitting there in a hospital bed with a 5-day-old baby with the armed police with tasers saying they'll deploy them if I try to get in their way. So they'll physically harm a child to remove a child for the possibility of future emotional harm. Future emotional harm, people, is actually... Sorry, someone just sneezed in my hallway. Future emotional harm is one of the most crackers things, you know, and it's literally... It's like this umbrella over people. You know, it's like they can use it and twist it and shape it and form it into whatever they want it to be. You know, because I literally started studying law while this was going on. And, you know, because I thought, no, you are not having one over on me like this. No way are you taking my child without a humongous fight. I got told that I was that by the social services that I fought more than any mum they've ever known. Which, you know, I said to him, well, that's pretty upsetting, isn't it, really? You know, I mean, I fought literally so much. It was ridiculous, literally, to the very, very last point, to the point I got a letter from the court saying I've exhausted every single legal avenue in the UK. So I then went to Strasbourg, to the European Court of Human Rights, and got my case in there. And as we know, things have changed and whatever. And I would only ever get a just satisfaction judgment, but I was really pleased with myself for even getting it into the European Court of Human Rights, because the actual form and stuff, if you fill it out wrong, you never get a chance again. You've got to do it right. It's got to be bang on that time. And I managed it, and I got it through. And I've got the letter to say that, you know, that my rights have been breached. So as my little girl's rights, human rights have been breached. However, adoption is a legal thing, even though it was an illegal adoption. It's a legal, it's a legal, oh my gosh, you know, oh my God. It's basically they legally have parental responsibility for my little girl now, and there's nothing I can do about it whatsoever, until such a time that she wants to come and find me. I mean, when she's 18, I can, you know, try to find her, and not before that. I'm not allowed to. I've got very heavily clad injunctions and non-molestation orders, because while I was fighting social services in court, they decided to send the address of where my little girl was to me directly by email, and then asked me to send it back, would you believe, to them, because I can't open it. It's classified email and all this. I said to them, well, you know, fact of the matter is, I already opened it. I already opened it the second it came through. I've seen the address, and I will never forget it. But, you know, I said, you've got to do the right thing. You've got to put yourself forward for what you've just done. It was me. I ended up having to tell the court what they'd done. I ended up with the injunctions and non-molestations, even though they knew damn well I would never, ever, ever upset my daughter and try to go and steal her like that, like they did from me, you know. But yeah, after she was taken at 5 days old, I done assessments in like a mother and baby's place, and you know, in a community assessment though. I was the only one out of 6 mums that passed that. And she came home for a year. But because social services weren't allowed to be involved because of the corrupt way they removed her from the hospital for no reason, and the judge, you know, the judge stated that clearly in the first case, then they weren't allowed to be involved. So it was independent social work teams. It was a very intense social work, independent social work team that done this, Jamie Umoja. And she came home, but social services were not impressed with the fact that they'd been overridden. And from the day she came home, they started putting in application after application to take her away again, even though there was absolutely no need for it. I put myself in the judge's position and think, you know, the more and more these people keep putting in applications, there's got to be a reason that they're putting in these applications for removal. So eventually, after 8 applications, the judge said yes. It took 8, because there was no need for it to happen. There was no need for it to happen in the first place, you know. So anyway. Point is, it's my little girl's birthday on the 28th of May, and apart from wanting to kill everybody in my sight at that point, you know, it's a sad time for us. It's like I'm grieving, we're all grieving a living person. It's really strange, people. Also, right, I'm going to go now because I'm actually going on about a load of old rubbish. Well, not rubbish, it's things that are really relevant to me, but not to you. I just would like to say, rest in peace, Pod. My friend Pod, she died of coronavirus. Rest in peace, sweetie. You're a lovely, lovely lady. Okay, everyone keep well. Wash your hands. Be careful. Don't go near people. You know, stay at home. Stay at home if you can. Don't know when it's going to end, but stay at home. And let's just hope things develop and unfold a little bit better than what they are so far. It's really horrible. Anyway, to all my friends that I don't see hardly ever, I really want to see you all now. Okay? All right then. Right, I'm going to go because literally, I don't know, that was the most mixed bag of whatever nuts in that video ever. Okay? All right. Goodbye.